And then the way the passing game was effective in the second half, looking back, is there something you could have done in the first half to tap into a little bit of that at that point in the game?
I think there were a couple that we did attempt early in the game. Certainly we hit more in the second half.
And I'm just curious, were Alec Mock and Camby Goff available to play?
They were, yes, sir.
Okay. And, what were your thoughts on Hazik Daniels in the second half in particular and the way he was able to?
Yeah, we created some opportunities. That was one thing about it. I mean, it was 14-3. We just thrown the interception, and they had the ball back there at about, came back after the 15 yards. It was about the 40, 45-yard line. And I just thought all of our guys, they battled like crazy, and their guys did too.
And what made Army's passing game so difficult to contend with there for a while, especially middle of the game?
They had some throws, no doubt, and they did the previous game when they played 2 weeks ago against Wake Forest. I thought they were really, really effective too. You go back and look, I think they were like 11 for 13 in that game also.
Coach, another year without the CIC trophy. When you went to talk to the entire team, what did you tell the seniors in particular? Anything about this?
Great effort, because it was by everybody involved. I mean, just there's got to be a good bit of fiber, and soul, and fight, and just competitive drive. I mean, obviously we wanted a different final score, and we didn't make enough play. And to their credit, they did make one more play, and to do it, you have to make more plays than the opponent. The key is we just got to keep pressing forward, and we got to be competitive. Just scratch and claw and fight, and just fortitude-wise be competitive.
You touched on it, but I'm curious your overall impressions of the entire Commanders Classic weekend here.
Unbelievable, and I'll tell you what, it's hard for me to admit that after the result. Quite frankly, I usually don't, but I just thought it was first class all the way. By DFW, certainly Rev and the Texas Rangers, and incredible spirit, and yet more than the game. And in the game, was a tremendous contest, but just everything else that was a part of it, you just kind of felt like this is the essence of who we are as a school and what we want to be a part of.
Coach, it seemed like two different games, the first half and the second half. What did you tell your team at halftime?
Golly, just you keep battling, and you do look. I mean, the two big pass plays were a key part of it. That they hit. They're in the that were both in the third quarter, and then we hit a couple to come back down the stretch of the fourth quarter too.
And finally, what do you think of this new $1.2 billion stadium?
Amazing. I mean, I love baseball, and if there was ever a chance, which maybe there will be, to come back down here, just a splendid facility, but more than anything else, I mean, just like I said, I mean, the people, just the hosting, gracious, first class, and hell of an idea. It really was, to move it here. I can't stand. I know when you walk out of here, that the result wasn't different, but it was done right.
Coach, I know you talked about the back and forth nature of the first half a little bit. Have you seen anything that wacky before in terms of it basically being a different game in the first half and then go into the second half?
Yeah, I'm sure at some point you have, along the way, where you've seen times where maybe it was a little different game. I mean, I thought, you think back, we played against Wyoming earlier this year, and we used a little different approach. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to work in your next one.
Anyone else? Yeah. What kind of passing background does Dane Kinnaman have? Did he play some quarterback?
He did, yes, sir.
Okay. And I assume you have seen him execute these plays in practice.
You're saying the one play on the throwback?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Okay. Can you just speak? I mean, the linebacker looked like he went up and just tipped it.
Tipped it, yep. Landed in their guy. I mean, they made a, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I'll start with you, Trey, because you're the senior who's talking. Obviously, I talked to you before you came into in-processing, so we go back a little bit. To have this last Service Academy game get away like that, what kind of emotion does that bring in you?
You know, frankly, heartbreak. You know, you come here and that's the first thing they tell you about is the CIC and being the other two service academies. And now I've been here since in processing, and I now have not won it once. So definitely heartbreaking, but we're just gonna have to take it on the chin. And still got 3 guaranteed games left, and we got a good team in CSU next week.
And I mean, the momentum of that game, did you feel like you guys had it there for a while? You know, you broke up the pass, got the ball back, like everything was kind of playing out the way you needed it.
Yeah, momentum was all over the place tonight. So we started to do what we needed to do on defense, getting them to 3 and outs and getting our offense the ball back. And then our offense started making plays down the field. We definitely had the momentum. Came down to a ref's decision at the end, and you don't want that to happen, but that's what ended up happening. So just a tough way to lose.
And you know, we've seen other teams have trouble with Air Force's passing game because, you know, you're so focused on the run. What was it like on the other side when Army was hitting those big plays, and how hard was that adjustment to make?
You know, they did a good job messing with your eyes, changing routes that you were watching in film. You know, they said they did a good job. They knew when to hit us in the past. They knew what time to hit us with it, and just had to execute better in the back end to be able to slow them down in that area.
And then Brad, offensively, you know, does it feel like you're running uphill in Service Academy games? I mean, the yards are just so hard to come by. What does that feel like?
It's definitely harder. I mean, they've seen triple option the entire season pretty much, so they're definitely prepared for it. But we got a bunch of players that got a lot of weapons, as you saw tonight. So as long as we're able to utilize all our weapons, I think it'll be good.
And then, as rough as the first half was offensively, did you feel like that kind of led to what happened in the second half when things opened up, or was it just a totally different style of approach?
I think it definitely opened up the pass game. They were definitely keen on the run, and our pass game kind of opened up in the second half.
Yeah. And then what was it like there in the final huddle, and then when that last pass went incomplete? I mean, what?
It was
you guys?
same thing as Trey said. Just heartbreaking. You want it so bad, and especially for all these seniors, and we weren't able to get it.
You know, the 50 years that you all have played Army, this is the first time that you ever played overtime. How difficult is that getting to overtime, the momentum, you know, that strategy?
I wouldn't say it's too difficult. I mean, it's just like playing another game. We're just going to the next play. Worried about that, but it's definitely a different strategy and a different approach that we got to take.
Richie, go ahead. The overall impression of the Commanders Classic, I'm curious what you guys thought about just the fans and the venue. I know not a good experience right now, but what did you think coming into it during the game?
It was loud. A lot of people came out. A lot of people came to support both sides. You know, it's something really cool to see people getting loud for Service Academy games, and that it was cool. Just the whole experience, being able to come in here and do a walkthrough and seeing it beforehand. It's a really cool experience.
Now, I'm curious, losing a home game, you won't be able to play, you know, a Service Academy game at Falcon Stadium. I'm curious what your thoughts are on playing something like this maybe every year. I know Trey, you won't be here, but maybe Brad.
I think that would be awesome. The venue, the fans, just at a neutral site, you get both sides. I thought it was a really cool experience, and I'd be happy to do it again.
Anybody else? One more. Go ahead. Hey, Graham Knight with Behind the Lines. Brad, you talked a little bit about using weapons. Any particular, what specifics, what weapons do you wish you'd been able to make use of early on in the game?
I wouldn't say anything. I mean, ultimately, it's the coach's decision, and I agree with them 100%. But you see different weapons as Brandon Lewis, Dane Kinnaman, the different fullbacks we have. I think we can utilize them, and we'll be able to get our offense on track.
Zeke, I'll start with you. Where did that come from in the second half? I mean, you would come off a couple of rough stretches there, and then you seemed to instantly click into that mode. Where'd you find that?
I think we're capable as a team to do that. You know, obviously it's a little rusty in the first half, but I think it's things that we practice every day, and so you know, just gotta learn how to relax a little bit earlier, and just, you know, let your practice play.
Was your confidence wavering at all at any point?
No, sir. No.
And then, you know, just kind of take me through the emotions of that swing, especially while you're watching on the sideline. You see the ball loose. and then they fall on it, and just everything there in the final moments.
You know, it sucks is just the way the ball falls. You know, if the ball bounces a little bit more to the left, we probably recover it, and then you know we're kicking the field goal to win the game. You know, that last pass is on me. I throw a better pass, so just gotta go to practice on Monday and be better.
And what can you say about your receivers? I mean, you know, it's a crew that it's been a shifting, you know, group of guys the whole season, and then for them to get open in all those spots there in the second half.
I think like I said, we're capable. We practice it every day, and so you know that next guy mentality, we always have it. And it was just nice to, you know, see B. Lou come to light and have DC come back after injury a few weeks ago. You know, and just be able to run good routes and then me just do my job and put the ball on him.
And then your view of the final incomplete pass, what did you see?
He was open. Just gotta throw a better pass. It's not much to say, honestly, sir.
Could you? I mean, because the ball was defended. I mean, could have been a
I think
big
if I put it in front of him, he's gonna catch the ball. At least give him a better chance to catch the ball.
And Vince, you know, defensively, it's another service academy. I think they had 2.1, something like that, yards a carry. I mean, is that the game plan executed the way you wanted in terms of that?
Yeah, that's what we wanted to come in and do. Especially in these service academy games, you just want to stop the run first. Obviously, that's what they want to do. And I think we came out and fought hard, you know.
And then, you know, what was your take on their success passing the ball? You know, where did that come from? On Army's success. Yeah.
I mean, they're a great team. They've been able to throw the ball a couple games against other teams. You know, we just gotta be us, and if we are us, then those things don't happen. You know. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, we just gotta play better, I guess.
And then for either of you, like, what was it like after the game? I mean, obviously, to have one get away that was that close, you know, for these stakes.
I mean, for these seniors, these are guys I came in with. It just hurts, you know. These are games, like, we still haven't got the CIC yet. We haven't finished it. We've been capable a couple times. But we just got to finish it, man. I'm just sorry for the seniors, man.
Anyone else? Question?
Here.
Yeah, of course, being from Arlington here, what do you think of our new stadium and playing here in this stadium?
It's beautiful. It's a great atmosphere. The fans are very loud. You know, they definitely had an impact on the game. Nice field. I'm just glad we had the opportunity to come out here and play.
Richie?
Zeke, you don't get many opportunities to throw the ball, but today you seemed like you took at least advantage of most of them. How'd you feel about your arm, especially early in the second half?
Felt good to connect. You know, regardless of how we win, just want to get the win, and so that's the way it felt today, and it was good to connect. But regardless, fell short, and you know I got to make one more pass, so can't really dwell. I mean, yes, there was good, but just got to make a better pass then.
Overall, I know you guys aren't feeling super happy about the venue probably right now, but just the overall experience of the Commanders Classic. Curious to get both your takes on it.
It was a good experience. I love the stadium. It was nice. It's my first time in Texas, so it was a nice experience that way. You know, it's going to be a good experience again coming back next year, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I really feel the same way. Like I said, it was a beautiful stadium, great atmosphere. Just happy for the opportunity.
Vince, what did you think about the back and forth nature? It seemed like two completely different games, first half to the second half. I mean, I know it's not the result you wanted, but how much fun was it to be a part of something like that?
I mean, it's fun. It's football, you know. That's what we expect coming into these games. It's Army, big rivalry game. It's always going to be a good game, you know. We didn't come out probably as strong as we wanted to in the first half. Second half, we never give up. That's just the type of team we are. We're never going to give up. So it was good to see us fight back. Just wish we could have got it done at the end.
Graham, go ahead.
Hey, Graham Knight with Behind the Lines. Couple of questions. I'll ask the game of inches question first. They call it a game of inches. You guys went for it on the fourth down, a little bit short. What's that like? I mean, if you had a chance to go back, is there any one of those plays in particular? Or last year, for example, Xavier Arline talked about, you know, it's kind of a war trying to get across the line. Can you just speak a minute about the game and that extra inch?
Yeah, that's Service Academy games. That's game of inches every time. every play you take one bad step, one hesitation step, and that could just be a touchdown in these type of games. You know, stopping the fullback dive. You know, they're not trying to take it all the way to the end zone every time. Like, they're just trying to get those extra inches. So like, that's what these games are about. Every inch counts.
One final question, Graham.
Hey, last question. You've been asked this kind of twice. What do you think of the stadium? But how big a deal is it to play in a neutral site? This is only the 4th time Air Force has played in a neutral site, this kind of game. Is that a big deal?
I would say so. You know, obviously there's a home field advantage. We play at Air Force, you know, the altitude, you know, just our fans in general. And then we play Army, their fans, and just how the stadium can get loud and stuff like that. And so I definitely think that there's a difference, but at the same time, people showed up today, and you could still tell that it was still clear when we had the ball, their fans were making noise, and when they had the ball, our fans were making noise. So I think it was still kind of almost the same stadium feel.